talked about what happened in Kaduna State, and we're not done with that, and we're talking about this. And of course, in the Southeast, you saw the analysis, a very comprehensive analysis by a rights group of the debt between 2022 and 2023, even though it seems to be abating, but it's still there. That's the issue. It's still there. And the average of 2 persons per day, that is the analysis. 2 persons per day because of insecurity in a region. And that, we're not talking about 2 animals, we're talking about 2 human beings per day. That is the analysis. And of course, in Niger Delta, I've had issues of pipeline vandalism and all that. Of course, the economy, the declaration by the president on May 29, which gave impetus to what we are suffering today. the diminution of the naira, you call it devaluation. The crisis in the forex market that has affected investors. I heard the Minister of Aviation begging the investors, especially the aviation sector, on the effect of forex. The issue of central bank reforms. The issue of elections, that we had 2 elections, February and March, that were highly flawed in 2023. The issue of litigations, the presidential panels, and all the tribunal, we still have intractable litigations going on. Then the rivers crisis, the issue of governors versus their deputy, Edo and Ondo State, the death of 2 prominent politicians. Then the rivers crisis. These are some of the issues. In brief, I wonder how I could bring the summary of 2023 that was so traumatic for Nigerians in just 3 minutes. It's something, it's an uphill task. But my panel is here. How far we can go before we go into other stories will be determined by how well we handle this issue briefly. So let me start from the High Chief because it concerns you most, sir. Festus Oguche.
Well, Bon,
let's start with this security.
I'm a little bit surprised that today is today New Year's Eve.
Today is the last Saturday of the year.
Last Saturday of the year. The days just passed by.
Yeah.
Not like the usual Christmas that we are used to.
Yes.
You know, celebration is a little low key. While driving to this studio, I noticed that there wasn't that much of that celebration mood that you can read on the faces of people.
Yeah.
And you know, when you meet them, and I mean, it's something that's very highly celebrated in Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate that we are returning to that cocoon where we've been.
The holistic one for now.
Holistic, exactly. So it's quite a very, very unfortunate one. There's no celebration going on anywhere. Yeah, he talked about the crisis, the violence, the killings. As a matter of fact, we find the situation rather unbearable. Nigerians are beginning to see that it appears the government has lost it on its security affirmations. We are not saying there's no country, but one of the attributes of sovereignty and statehood is your duty to protect your citizens, to also protect your borders against invasion, external invasion, internal insurrection, your duty also to provide security within your internal borders. And in this instance, Nigeria has failed in every of its ramifications, and that's a very sorry pass. The issue of insurgency had been there for so many years, and a lot of money had been put into the security budget, and a lot of things had gone on that in this thing. But incidentally, I think for some time the government had been very lukewarm about prosecuting that battle. You know, there's a bit of complicity, I must say, particularly with the last administration before this one, on certain issues bordering on the activities of the headsmen. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Government had not been very forceful in the prosecution of this war to end it once and for all. You can't have a crisis of this nature going on for so long. At a point, the entire globe was right there at the northeast. France, Germany, United States, and everything. Australia. What happened at the end of the day? And nothing much was achieved. There was this move made by the late Chadian president, and he came with serious strikes from his angle. It penetrated Nigeria, was almost capturing the leader of Boko Haram with his bare hands. And unfortunately, he noticed that his Nigerian counterparts were not very forthcoming in the particular manner of his own aggression at what he was doing. You know, we see a lot of stories from South Africa, from one particular gentleman from Australia telling us that, well, confirming what Jonathan said, that well, there are moles within his government who are supportive of Boko Haram and the rest of the Fulani herdsmen. And we see that happen also by the arrest of and prosecution of some gentlemen in Dubai. I think it was Dubai. And a lot of facts were obtained about people who are sponsoring them. And for years, for a lot of time, a long time, Malawi was very lukewarm or reluctant or clay-footed, whichever you choose, at prosecuting them. I don't know what has happened to that. So very much killings and destruction of lives and property, and very less prosecution.
First of all, before I speak,
yes,
I'd like to use this unique opportunity to say farewell to a friend and mentor, Akati.
Akeredolu.
Akati Orakunrin.
That's a fantastic film.
Olurotimi Akeredolu.
Yeah.
He brought activism to law practice.
Okay.
He was, in fact, he was a progressive lawyer.
A scholar too.
Yes.
A scholar. Yeah.
If you see his writings. Well, that is all I can say only.
You know, say same to Ogalima,
I know Akeredolu.
Former speaker.
Akeredolu, but for Naba too, I can also say.
When we saw him as a speaker.
Yes, at least he brought, if his line of thought we are taking, the democracy would have been solid.
Yeah, he was the one that stood against the
top
yes. You know that
people,
you know that when NDDC was created by him,
yeah,
not by Obasanjo, because the house under his watch passed the law for NDDC.
Yeah.
Obasanjo refused to sign it.
Okay.
And it returned back to him. After the 30 days, he struck the gavel, and NDDC came to be. If people don't know,
it's a friend of Rivers people, yes, a friend of Niger Delta.
If people don't know, this is it.
Yeah.
You recall when President Clinton of America came to Nigeria, and there was this joint sitting between the House of Reps and the Senate to receive Clinton in session.
Yeah.
His speech about the attempt to emasculate the lawmaking arm, the legislative arm,
yes,
by the executive was clearly stated. So we remember Naaba and all that. But for this thing you have said,
yes,
let me take a sober retrospective reflection. You remember when Muammar Gaddafi of Libya came to Nigeria for a working visit, 3 or 4 days working visit. After going around Nigeria, he left with 2 words. One was, in fact, the 2 words was spoken when he arrived in Libya and was asked at the airport what was his experience. One, he laughed and said that some countries are big for nothing. He said so. And 2, that Nigeria should be divided, Southern Christian and Northern Muslim. Now that is the only way. Yes, that
and
is.
The National Assembly,
yes,
David Mark and co, they made mockery of
it.
Okay.
And that is the only way we can solve Nigerian problem.
But that doesn't seem to be the right way.
Wait,
I don't want that kind of declaration on the last Saturday of Wednesday on the program.
If you like, hide it. We'll still revisit.
I'm not playing the ostrich here, but the point is that we cannot make such declarations here.
You know, the strength of our Nigerian army. Go back to the theory of the pepper soup theory of Alozi Ogubuaja. When the military were
are you responding to the pogrom in the Middle Belt? talking about the Plateau massacre? Because
Yes.
we are talking about insecurity and
Yes.
we need a lot of time.
It's getting to that point.
Yes.
He's laying a foundation.
A foundation.
Alozie Oguche used
Yes.
to be the police public.
Yes.
PRO, yes.
He said that the army are not doing anything.
Okay.
That what they know is to go to the mess,
And
take
mess up.
pepper soup, and all that. And you know,
It was very controversial.
yes,
I think he was right.
he was right.
Go ahead.
These things we have fought this battle for how many years now, and there is no end to it. Where are the Tucanos? Where the federal government? As soon as the Tucano comes from America, that the war will come to an end, and we receive 12. Where are they now? You see, people are making money out of this. That is
Corruption.
yes. People are making money out of this war. If not, it would have gone. You hear, we had a military commander who said they were about to catch, and somebody's phoned that they should withdraw.
During the crisis?
Yes.
This Plateau crisis?
Yes. No, not this Plateau crisis.
Okay.
In the northeast.
Okay.
Withdraw.
Okay, that was the issue of sabotage
Yes.
within the ranks.
So, in the Plateau issue, now it is Bokos and Barikin Ladi. What of the other part of Plateau that 2 years ago we witnessed this massacre? In Plateau, they have paid so much price for it.
Chai.
And yet, I do not see any end in sight. Because stringent measures have not been taken. If today they are interested in ending all these massacres, it will end. But they are not interested.